Proclamation judicial, not a Mason official. Temple head on a swivel, see rights are not civil. Jurisdiction challenge, railroaded acquittal. Ex parte, no trial, dismissal is artificial. Straw man is not a lawman but ends legis. In color of courts, more racket than tennis. Where colored man has no rights. And sick of this more thing, Jamal and Black Knight. Robin Hood Azim, not Cornish but Moorish American. Stand on squares, surging adrenaline. Take notice, ball the cross with a fez on. Your favorite rapper has a dress on and leave press-ons. Take notice, you got hex and lost focus. While I see with eyes behind my head like Jokic. Are you listening or under hypnosis? Is intelligence overpowered by your emotions? Take notice, crack team shots give blood clots. Know what the Gen Z zombie culture. No Thanksgiving eating thighs of turkey vultures. Never see slaves, only black or more sculptures. Take notice, proclamation judicial, not a Mason official. Temple head on a swivel, see rights are not civil. Jurisdiction challenge, railroaded acquittal. Ex parte, no trial, dismissal is artificial. Straw man is not a lawman but ends legis. In color of courts, more racket than tennis. Where colored man has no rights. And sick of this more thing, Jamal and Black Knight. Robin Hood Azim, not Cornish but Moorish American. Stand on squares, surging adrenaline. Take notice, ball the cross with a fez on. Your favorite rapper has a dress on and leave press-ons. Take notice, you got hex and lost focus. While I see with eyes behind my head like Jokic. Are you listening or under hypnosis? Is intelligence overpowered by your emotions? Take notice, crack team shots give blood clots. Know what the Gen Z zombie culture. No Thanksgiving eating thighs of turkey vultures. Never see slaves, only black or more sculptures. Take notice, hailstorms and swarms locusts. When affirming, no claps, hands, palms open. That man's with hugs, brotherly love, holy covenant. Take notice, Moorish government, unconscious Moors used to meet quotas. Chicago congressman won from the Moorish voters. Elders took notice to what Drew Ali said. Oscar Bay next to the prophet cause the priest is dead. Bay Anderson on his right, Moorish hijab. Right to bear arm, Moors might wear a niqab. Law and order mind, traders drawing quarter time. Cutting off hands and ears for committing a crime. Vegan beef with dirty Moors is not a family feud. Families fight, one's wrong, have perception skewed. Spiritual altitude, lower self-subdued. No sucrose drinks or European poison foods. Holistic versus my flow is alkalines. Pastor only speaking tongues from altar wines. For treason they all face the firing line. Most bystander not preventing the crime. Society invites it, then rewrites it. If a battle can't be won, don't fight it. Not saying see corruption and be silent, be defiant. Never punish all the clever corporate tyrants. Take notice. Politicians touch their own children. Yours get shot up and in the news for causing killings. Calling them black translates to living in death. Trans march for rights with their BIPOC breath. Take notice, sex ed taught in daycare. False evidence appearing real is how you say fear. Claim you're woke but still, you're dead and sleeping. Can't you see youth popping pills for the thrill seeking? Thinking they can fly, off balconies leaping. One's facelift like Weekend, too much competing. Trying to be someone else, won't be themselves. Skinny jeans got their manhood, short like elves. Wheezing eyelashes, puckering lips and tongues out. Should be enough to have dad's guns out. Take notice, we sit back and watch it happen. He's in extensions, lap dancing devils while rapping. She's in every video, twerking, ass slapping. Y'all are Victor and Dre and shot, dildo strapping. I see what they're trying, I took notice. I see their motives as they're bringing 12 roses. Bullets are used on blacks now, not fire hoses. Necrophiliacs have bodies before it decomposes. Take notice.
North Star. That way, the North Star's that way. Canaanland moves. Read off, we pay every day. Okay. Uplift the feet cause we all base. We enforce the law and we obey. Forefathers from before is still today. reading my Quran and my Torah. Universal laws in mores. Read 4 chapters, receive it 4 ways. Great divine love rules our verse. Before I circle blocks, man, I circle 7s first. You bust the image, but your rhymes hurt. Declare 13 disrespect. Here we go. Raka! North Star. That way. The North Star's that way. Canaanland knows. Read our VP every day. Uplift the V cause we are base. We enforce the law and we obey. Forefathers from before is still today. Reading my Quran and my Torah. Universal laws in mores. Read 4 chapters, receive it 4 ways. Great divine love rules our verse. Before I circle blocks, man, I circle 7s first. You bust the image, but your rhymes hurt. Declare 13 disrespected earth. Love, but it's all in God's plan. Today's mathematics don't judge a man. Unity of life, embodiment of truth. I'm responsible for every deed, cause I seen the proof. No but Drew X. Do I have to draw it out for you? Cause nationality is not a color I can use. Jerry Spruce, standing on my square, even without shoes. On the highest authority, spirit of blue. Marcus Coffee, whirlwind ×2. The world's in the wind when the trumpet blew.
Stand up, go into your bathroom. If you got a big floor to ceiling, cut the light on and stare and take a good hard look at yourself. You are the Moorish government, you know, and it took me a long time to get to understand that concept. I self-law am master. If I can govern myself, if I can govern my household, that's what I should be doing. Why should I walk out of my door and then leave everything that I know about myself in the house to go out and adopt something that I have no knowledge thereof? It's not sense. So we need to stop asking that question. I ask myself this question: if not me, then who?
Death and wisdom, my friends, intelligent creatures, guardians of sacred knowledge, Olmecan features, secrets of the afterlife, manifest the present day. Dirty Moors and scoundrels lose their heads in a pleasant way. Deceit and deception, negative past thoughts, keeps awareness on point, spirit messages never off. Inner realizations, encounter the higher selves, next plane existence, explains my consistence. Without a foe you never know, so past most resistant.
Raka! North Star. That way. The North Star's that way. Canaanland knows. Read our VP every day. Uplift the V cause we are base. We enforce the law and we obey. Forefathers from before is still today. Reading my Quran and my Torah. Universal laws in mores. Read 4 chapters, receive it 4 ways. Great divine love rules our verse. Before I circle blocks, man, I circle 7s first. You bust the image, but your rhymes hurt. Declare 13 disrespected earth. Love, but it's all in God's plan. Today's mathematics don't judge a man. Unity of life, embodiment of truth. I'm responsible for every deed, cause I seen the proof. No but Drew X. Do I have to draw it out for you? Cause nationality is not a color I can use. Jerry Spruce, standing on my square, even without shoes. On the highest authority, spirit of blue. Marcus Coffee, whirlwind ×2. The world's in the wind when the trumpet blew.
Stand up, go into your bathroom. If you got a big floor to ceiling, cut the light on and stare and take a good hard look at yourself. You are the Moorish government, you know, and it took me a long time to get to understand that concept. I self-law am master. If I can govern myself, if I can govern my household, that's what I should be doing. Why should I walk out of my door and then leave everything that I know about myself in the house to go out and adopt something that I have no knowledge thereof. It makes no sense. So we need to stop asking that question. I ask myself this question: if not me, then who?
Death and wisdom, my friends, intelligent creatures, guardians of sacred knowledge, Olmecan features, secrets of the afterlife, manifest the present day. Dirty Moors and scoundrels lose their heads in a pleasant way. Deceit and deception, negative past thoughts, keeps awareness on point, spirit messages never off. Inner realizations, encounter the higher selves, next plane existence, explains my consistence. Without a foe you never know, so past most resistant. Divinity, my twin flame, side chick and mistress, metaphysic, Kabbalistic, Almaroc mystic, patriarch, papistics, make my thoughts sadistic, so indigenous, call me Americanistic, invoking the ancestors, Saracen cryptic, suns on rotation, flows ecliptic, shatter all illusions, reveal the realistic, sitting in the dark, holding the light marvelous, recognize the artifice, skin so carbonous, hair so antenna, I feel them from Vienna, myriad of virtues, lessons, in reptilian henna, enlightenment seekers won't find it in mainstream, focus as a laser, stay balanced like a beam, not even a gymnast, whenever I flip this, as above so below, get out when within this, don't think I'm a slave cause I speak in English, Drew I'll leave the water, watch your flames get extinguished, living in your higher lower self is relinquished, reputation of master teachers, call it distinguished. Everybody pushing a screw face, won't stop street life, always facing a new case. Hates baseball, wears caps for Blue Jays fitted. No brown, we don't need a green to get lifted. A society of multicultures, feeding off the black dead carcass like vultures. While they feed blacks, say you insult us daily, but make drug mules of their hood babies. When I was in school, we used to see vagrants. They still bums today asking for change payments. Sisters turning to mothers younger. Youth are do programs for starving or hunger. Roaches run on their face while they sleep. In beds with bugs infesting the mattress and sheets. Many little brothers resting in peace, cause they followed their big brothers that ran these streets. Drug dealers calling themselves doctors and shrinks. To stop breast cancer, wear a shirt that's pink. To stop youth violence, get rid of the guns I see. Youth need to be taught about Drew Ali. That would lower the crime stats. Youth have no job, so here's a free CD of my tracks. Bag ladies and buggy pushing men, drink Lysol with their drug addict friends. Pimps pushing new kicks in little sis face, but she's too scared to say that she got raped. And he got raped too, wanting to be a singer. Mayors and judges drinking their bloodage for dinner. Upstairs, I cover my ears in tears. Little bro beating his mom, he's under 20 years. Every day of his life, these streets are trite. Started selling, now he smokes the Snow White. Blind man plays the sax. Girl run over playing with blackberries on train tracks. Can't trust everybody you know, that's how it is. In the streets up to yo. Baby needs new shoes, but daddy got the newest when he chills with his crew. A young girl is undressed in the back like slave cargo, praying for help from Harpo. NTO, my boy Lex laying inside his apartment. Gumma died of sickle cell, my heart didn't harden. Blew out of an aneurysm. Philly just got shot up by two of his own brethren. NTO, it's a grisly scene. 5-day search, Philly found dead in a ravine. Dead and injured because they shot up a jet. Police chief implemented King Alfred plan. People think it's jokes, but when the smoke clears, you're spilling your beans, handcuffed to a chair. DT's yelling and spitting in your face. Give names, or you won't beat your case. Palms sweating, goose shot in the face. NTO.
So I was at the lamppost, enlightened, hoping I land close to some love so I can spread it on every damn coast. Meanwhile, I'm on the side where many men boast. Shit's rough when you got cuffs, keeping your hands close. Lampposts, like streets where warriors fight beasts. Running through the six, I hope you wearing the right cleats. Keep a screw face, you might just die over white teeth. F-cops, I hope the killer smoking the right cheek. For survival, shit could get savage and primal. Something in the water killing us on arrival. Put that on the Bible, put that on the spiritual and tribal. Give thanks for a new day. Look over the city, the view of a blue jay. My nephew might call me over a new day. Represent the city no matter what you say. Keep it true, faith, from T.O. to the UK.
Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. Yo, bringing forth light through the dark. That's the first thing that Drew Ali taught. You're a divine being, can't be sold, nor be bought. Like a star, all caps, like a corporation. You're a star off the charts from the constellations. This is serious, B. We gotta save a nation, no procrastination. Big up the GS and Tarik who teaches. Knowledge itself, not paperwork, gon' free us. Rotten never, I'm in the real metal, little purist. And a Lemel Bay, one of the truest to ever do this.
They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it. It's okay though. Because you're going to get it regardless. You're going to get it regardless.
CMB's teachings were prepared especially for the Black Masons and Black Eastern Stars based on Clock of Destiny books and certain materials. It was a private organization and still is. I'm going to read that sentence one more time, okay? CMB's teachings, the Zodiac Constitution, for example, were prepared especially for the Black Masons and Black Eastern Stars, based on Clock of Destiny books and certain materials. It was a private organization and still is. Now, it's a clip that I wanted to play for you, but I can paraphrase and I'll drop the link in so you can see for yourself. Starts about at the 5-minute 20 mark. It's Tarik Bey speaking about CMB and saying that he was a part of the Moorish divine and national movement. But here clearly on the Clock of Destiny website, in the brief history of CMB, it says on his website that he was a part of the Clock of Destiny is a private organization.
Let's just go to Clock of Destiny and let's just check. Just to, because we're Moors, we got fezzes on. I go on YouTube, pull up a video, guy with a fez on, probably a Moor. Just listen, hear what this guy's saying. Just hear what he's saying. So he starts talking about stuff, bringing up CMB, Zodiac, Constitution. Oh, okay. Well, we got it right here. So let's just check. Right? And then we're sitting back again, and before I pause it to go check the stuff, just to make sure or whatever like that, he brings up Tarik Bay. Now, I was watching this other video, some Canaanland Moors or something, because remember, this is Cujo L's, this is just a Moor out here. GS and none of that. Right? This is Cujo L stuff. Since you want to play avatars and all that, we had 20 avatars. 16 avatars got shut down. This is what's left. So what are the avatars? There's not no GS and all that stuff. This is just a Moor. There's a Moor out here. Just going live because I'm studying Moors. I go on YouTube studying, trying to be inspired as a Moor. And a Moor pops up. Well, let's just see what he's saying based on, you're studying for 15 years. We're only 15 years old. We're nobody. There's Moors who are 70-something. So we're nobody. We're 15 years old. Just found out about Moorish science yesterday. Think we know something. So we're just doing our little research. So we're watching this thing. And this guy is talking about Zodiac Constitution. So I go into the PDF because, we used to go to the lectures where, if you have your jump drive on you, you just stick it in Taj's computer and you just download everything on the computer to your junk drive, how much ever stuff could fit on there, for nothing. So I remember going through this USB and there's some Zodiac Constitution. Let me just click that. So I click that, and then this comes up. Right? Zodiac Constitution. Remember, this is the thing that people are selling you right now for 50 notes and 100 notes and 150 and 200, and they got this junk drive from Tarik Bay and all that. So he gave them permission to put it out there, so they put a charge on it and all that stuff like that. How I got mine? I plugged it in I plugged it in Seton Rabe's computer, who got it from Tarik Bay. The same junk drive everybody else got. They got trust, and now they're doing trust class and all this contract class for you because they had the Tarik Bay junk drive with all the info that he was giving out for free. And on it was RV Bay publication, whole website and all that. Everything was on there, was in that junk drive. So there's this thing, Zodiac Constitution by CMB. And then, because we study, we might just, go to etymonline.com because, we study, etymology and language and stuff like that, right? As a Moor, just what we do. We didn't talk about any paperwork yet or nothing like that. Talk about CMB. And Zodiac Constitution. That's what we're talking about. When we check, Preface, Preface. An introduction to the canon of the Mass. Also, statement or statements introducing a discourse, book, or other composition. Series of preliminary remarks, written or spoken, from Old French preface. Opening part of sung devotions, and directly from medieval Latin, prefacia. From Latin, professionem, forespeaking introduction. In medieval Latin, prologue, noun, action, from pars participle stem of prefari, to say beforehand, before, speak, to speak, tell, say. Let me go to Zodiac Constitution. we see that there's something before the Zodiac Constitution. So let's see what this is. The Zodiac Constitution. Moorish adepts, Moorish scientists, master masons, Eastern stars, sheiks, sheikesses, neophytes, Great Seal PhDs, law doctors, the erudite of jurisprudence, amanuensis masters, and world scholars have studied and marveled upon the analyzing the written Zodiac Constitution. This highly qualified document was penned by CMB, a 33rd, 360-degree free Moorish master mason, master astrologer, PhD, LLD, and Constitution lawgiver. This master work was copyrighted and registered in the Library of Congress Copyright Office and with the Department of Justice at Washington, D.C., United States Republic of North America. So we would like to give you portions. Right? We like to give you portions and not let you see how this thing breaks down, because they're trying to play you so you don't know what's going on. And once you don't know what's going on, then enemy wins because you don't know what's going on. And the fact that you don't know is what gives them power to violate you, that you're going to complain to them about, that they're not going to do anything, and then you're not going to sue, but we're not even going to get into that. We're going to talk about Zodiac Constitution. So in the preface of the Zodiac Constitution, it makes reference to Library of Congress and a Copyright Office and a Department of Justice at Washington, D.C., not in it. At it. Not in it. Not I'm in the city of, I'm in the province of, I'm in the country of, you're at that. Because those things, when we do our studying as Moors, we find out that those things are corporations. They're not what you thought they were. Somebody played you. So when you go to these corporations, Library of Congress, Copyright Office, and Department of Justice at Washington, D.C., what you're going to find there is certificates. Because it's something that's copywritten. So if it's copywritten, you go down to the office and you put it in the stuff. But not only is it in the Copyright Office, it's also in the Library of Congress. Remember these corpses? They don't know who the Moors are and all that stuff, but, you know, we're going to go with them on this thing. Not only is this master work copyrighted and registered in the Library of Congress and the Copyright Office, but it's also with the Department of Justice, which is, you know, ain't nobody bigger than them. Who's bigger than them? Justice is what everybody wants. No peace, no justice. Okay, well, the Department of Justice, those should be your boys. So, we go to these certificates from the Copyright Office, right? United States Copyright Office. And we see Charles Mosley Bay, copyright claimant. And you see his citizenship right there, Moorish American. Remember, this is not Aboriginal guy. This is not Chief Goldfeather or whatever. This is not American Indian whatever. This is the thing that everybody's telling you, that they don't know who the Moors are, so I'm not going to be a Moor because the Moors get arrested and all that. Well, why didn't they arrest CMB for filing this stuff in the Library of Congress through the Copyright Office and then putting the Department of Justice on notice of his position on behalf of Moors? Because remember, there was a list of all the whoever we're talking to. Right? Oh, don't worry. I'm going to let you know why you didn't get your stuff. You're going to see that Charles Moseley Bay has filed this Clock of Destiny Moorish identification card. That's one of them. Another one, Charles Moseley Bay Clock of Destiny. Right. Address, all that. Oh, domicile. Interesting. How come they ain't call it address? Ever wonder how come Charles Moseley Bay's paper has domicile, not address? You ever wonder? Oh, the address is right there. So you could think, that, well, it's in brackets though, but we're not going to pay attention to brackets because, we don't read or whatever. So this is an address, it's not a domicile. Right? So you're going to see Clock of Destiny, Charles Moseley Bay, C.M. Bay, right? Moorish American. Oh, I thought they didn't know who the Moors are or whatever. They let him file this? They let him file this, but they don't know who the Moors are? Masonry, astrology, and history and geography. Clock of Destiny. Right? Okay. That's another one of them. And then, let me tell you, Charles Moseley Bay, Clock of Destiny. Right? What? What aren't they telling you? Because there's a Fezan. And the direction this thing going is as if he's talking against an individual who, on behalf of all the Moors, went to the Copyright Office to copyright his work so he can file it in the Library of the Congress, and the Department of Justice is put on notice that these things are in the Library of Congress. It's in there. So, quick story. When we called up the Copyright Office, to get it, the Copyright Office said, call the Library of Congress. So we called the Library of Congress. The Library of Congress lady showed us how to go and get their certificates. All right? Now look at the game that they played. Right? And then everybody else, they get the certificates and they're posing around like they got something. This is not what you're supposed to get from them. This is just proof of the copyright. What you're supposed to be getting from them is the Moorish nationality card through Clock of Destiny as a Clock of Destiny Moorish identification card. You're supposed to get your Clock of Destiny 1 and 2. Remember, these are the things that's in the copyright. You're supposed to get your Clock of Destiny 1 and 2. And those are your tools for you to be what CMB was. Right? Just like Noble Drew Ali came and told the Moors, imitate me, you make it through. Like this stuff is not advanced. I already laid the path. All you got to do is go. So when we go to the Library of Congress, we call them up because, that's what CMB said. If this stuff is filed in the Library of Congress, then it's not something that Moors don't have access to. It's not some private organization or whatever like that. What is private what? What private? But then when you go to the CMB website that this dummy is using as the reference, right? You're going to see that the CMB website right now tells you that the teachings were prepared especially for all Black Masons and Black Eastern Stars based on Clock of Destiny books and certain materials. It was a private organization and still is. So just like Noble Drew Ali, your nationality doesn't belong to Moorish Science Temple of America, the same thing with CMB, that the books and all the materials of Clock of Destiny does belong to Clock of Destiny. Get the hell out of here. Because it's filed in the Library of Congress and anybody could access that. That's not some private place. Anybody go to the Library of Congress and go be a member. Go in the library, go look for stuff and all that. So this is the Library of Congress lady talking, right? I went to get the stuff that you called me about with the Copyright Office, CMB, the Clock of Destiny 1 and 2, the Moorish American Nationality Card, and it wasn't there. When I checked the book and the sections, when I went to the section, the stuff wasn't there. What you're supposed to get wasn't there. We've done this. You go there, there's the folder there. You take the stuff, you bring it back to us, and then we give you the stuff because we have it here. Because only Moors are going to know to go get that. It's not, that's how it's private. It's not private because of the Clock of Destiny organization that has a website in 2022. It's private because this is for Moors. And keep in mind, it's filed in the European Library of Congress. That's Library of Alexandria now. And they got more stuff in there saying that you're Moorish American. And all you got to do is go ask them for their stuff. And then what you do, you're going to go get the stuff. And then when you get the stuff and you read the stuff and you realize what's really going on, you take your nationality and your birthright more serious. Because now you got 2 nationality cards because you should have been a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And to be a member of that and then bump into Clock of Destiny and be a member of Clock of Destiny is because obviously Moorish Science Temple is not doing their job. And because Clock of Destiny wasn't doing their job, which is why CMB filed this stuff in the Library of Congress so everybody could have access to it because there were sellouts around him. And these sellouts today are the same ones who have the CMB website right now. These sellouts who moved the stuff from the Library of Congress. Like we're talking 2010. We're talking about CMB 2010. And first thing he did was call the Library of Congress. That was the first thing. There was no talk to Moors to see what CMB is about. If he said this stuff's filed in the Library of Congress, then call them. They must have it. And then to find out that they don't have it, and the only people who have access to it is the Clock of Destiny and all that. And now they got you playing some. So you say, oh, let me call Clock of Destiny. Because if they're the authority, then I guess we got to go through them. Maybe, because of the nationality and these Moors know what they're doing. They took the stuff out of the Library of Congress and now they got it. So, talking to Premier Nakim Bey, who at that time was head of Clock of Destiny. I don't know if he is still today. I don't care. Because we already know where the sellout is. So we've been studying, we said, 15 years. So we're not new to this. You go check. We found that people saying they're premiers and all that stuff. He goes, well, what is a premier? Why would some Moorish thing be premier? Noble Drawley didn't bring premier. CMB didn't even bring premier. Where's premier coming from? You go check, a principal minister of a state, the prime minister. Prime minister? Well, you go check what prime ministers are. And prime ministers are coming under some commonwealth under the realm of the queen and all this. Because a prime minister is either selected by the sovereign or parliament. And the voting crap that people think that it's their vote that goes in there when they don't care about you. You're a decoy. Your votes don't matter. Never did. I'm not going to get too far though. Stay focused. So these people in this Moorish organization called Clock of Destiny, founded by CMB, who told Moors that he's a 33rd, 360-degree, free Moorish master mason, master astrologer, PhD, LLD, and Constitution lawgiver. There's no premier there. So the idea of the hijackers is to have you think the authority comes through them. So we call them up about being members of Clock of Destiny. They're talking about you got to go through 3-month orientation and you have to wear a red tie only on Thursdays and all this. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, I already got Clock of Destiny 1 and 2, Circle of Life and all that. We already got Zodiac, Constitution and all that. We already have that stuff in our possession, so you're not going to play like you have some superior stuff. I have everything that comes from CMB. I have all this stuff. How did I get it? Because people realized that everybody's sold out. So they started giving up all the goods. And people got mad that they were giving up the goods. You know how mad people got when Pleasant Bay wrote Exhuming of a Nation? People in Moor Science Temple, Moor Science Temple talk about other Moors. Big mad that he wrote that book. Exhuming of a Nation. If you're looking for the book, don't go get it on Amazon. Just send a DM and we'll give you the contact directly to the publisher, which is them. Still today, people are mad about that book. Exhuming of a Nation by Elihu Pleasant Bay. Right? You got grays now. Like super grays. Wrinkles and stuff like that now. That's how long he's been putting in work. For the Moors. Mad. So because of this sellout thing, right, you're now out here picking up scraps. Like the guy who we were just watching. And he didn't even read you the preface of, he's talking BS about Zodiac Constitution, but he didn't read you the preface written by Tarik Bey. How come you didn't read that so you could have a clear perspective as to why would you not claim it as yours? Why would you have to get this through some institution? Why would CMB, a master, set up your Zodiac Constitution, your Clock of Destiny 1 and 2, as something you have to get through some guys who are going to tell you no whatever on Mondays? And you have to call me premier. And when you come in the door, you have to bow and all that type of stuff to me because, you know, I'm the premier of the Clock of Destiny and this is how we do stuff here. And you're not going to do anything. So if Drew Ali said we're not Negro, black, or colored, right? And then CMB is a student of Noble Drew Ali. But then his website, CMB's website in 2021, is telling you CMB's teachings were prepared especially for Black Masons and Black Eastern Stars? Like, why wouldn't you say Prince Hall? Why would you say Black? Why would CMB, who's a let's see the credentials again. Let's just check this out. This seems very odd. Okay, so CMB is a 3rd, 33rd, and 360-degree free Moorish Master Mason, Master Astrologer, PhD, LLD, and Constitution Lawgiver. And he came for some black stuff? He came with some black Shriners and some black Madonnas and black whatever. That's what he came for? I highly doubt it. Remember, this is just the preface. We haven't even read we haven't got to the Constitution yet. FYI. This is why you have to just go on Canaanland Moors YouTube, like when I was doing the research or whatever. Bumped into this one YouTube page, Canaanland Moors. Then this YouTube page had something called More Avengers, because I'm a cartoon nut and all that stuff, right? So they had this thing called More Avengers, and then it was like all the different Moorish master teachers were one of the Avengers. It was a pretty ill concept. So there's like certain people that's listed, and then when I go on YouTube and look up these certain people, you know, they're talking a certain way. And then I pull up people like this guy that we started watching, and he's not really talking exactly the same way that the More Avengers are talking. And then Tarik Bey is one of the More Avengers. And then he wrote the preface that's in the Zodiac Constitution. Why? Because they sold out. And when he got his hands on it, he put the preface there to make sure that you get what this is about and don't get tripped up and don't get played. So all this that we're going to read is Tarik Bey introducing you to Zodiac Constitution, which is going to lead you to Clock of Destiny 1 and 2, Circle of Life, and Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs and all that we ain't even talk about yet. There are interesting and effective literary characteristics about CMB's written Zodiac Constitution, which go beyond the fact of it being clear, simple, and direct. Moorish scholars will take note that it maintains the ancient Moabite Moorish scientific, metaphysical, and spiritual approach to the number 7, in harmony with the natural constitution of man's makeup. Other learned intellectuals of the varied and advanced Gnostic schools of the world and of government, no doubt, must appreciate its uncluttered directness and integrity toward justice. Remember why I put Justice Department on notice, right? The written Zodiac Constitution was not readily available to the masses due to the nature of limited access to Moorish schools of learning and the suppression of information practices by Union State Society politicians and other secret societies, policies of clubism culture. So that's all the churches and all them, all the mosques and them, all the Hebrew whatever, all the Egyptian whatever, all of that stuff. All of them. Their purpose is about limiting access to Moorish schools of learning and suppression of information practices, which are actually directives of the European foreignist colonizers who are in your land violating you every day with no rubber. And you're just taking it, just because. You don't want to hear what Moors are saying. And then if you are listening to Moors, you listen to idiots and dingbats and goofballs that could go live. You know how long we've been going live? We've been going live before you could go live on YouTube. So before that, there was Ustream that people go live on. You know what Ustream is now. Obsolete. Everybody jacked live. It's about the suppression of this information. The information about Noble Drew Ali, the information about Moorish nationality, birthrights, Moorish science, and anybody who presents that as the foundation. Suppression of that. None of that happening. Which is why you ain't never heard about CMB till right now. And if you did hear about them, you're still late if you heard about them before this. But that's the whole point of the sellout. Right? Create the clubism culture. The culture where you join something. The culture where, oh, everybody's running that direction, so run that direction. The true history and law of North America has never been revealed to the subjugated masses. This anti-social practice is a part of the necessary socialization tools for maintaining veiled economic, political, and bureaucratic servitude in the Americas, particularly in the North Gate, which is North America. Let us be qualified in our understanding that the Zodiac Constitution is not just the actual written 7-article document as presented to you for reading, historical analysis, and law study. The general populace must have access to that consciousness involving the true history and scientific foundation of civilization and culture on the planet. Thusly, one immediately and wisely recognizes what actually comprises the Zodiac Constitution and the elemental nature of what inspired CMB to produce the inclusively complex scale of this compact and evidentiary treaty on right law government. What comprises the Zodiac Constitution is expressed and revealed in the first opening paragraph of Article 1 as written by CMB. His literary works have come manifest by way of a knowledge of the zodiac or workings of nature, the Moabite Moorish code for civilization, and the sciences mentioned. And so, one can surmise that astrology, the 12 signs of the zodiac, an expansion on the code of mathematical scale, involving the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the science of geometry, and the Arabic alphabet comprise Moabite Moorish science, the culture and foundation of civilization on the planet Earth. A logistical study of the Zodiac Constitution should generate years of research and recovery of world culture and true American history for all who seek truth. Let us affirm our honor for our ancient mothers and fathers, embrace knowledge and shun ignorance, help to uplift fallen humanity. Hibu Haq Salam Huritan Adil Islam. Assalamu alaikum Vedi Mekum. Taj Tarik Bey, a free Moor, son of a widow, Moorish Divine National Movement, Moorish Science Temple of America, Moors Order of the Round Table, Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs, Shichabi Territory, Northwest Amexem. So this is what CMB has filed in the Library of Congress. That when you go call them, they can't give you this. So you just got to go find some more who's got it. They'll send it to you. You know what I mean? Go to websites, download it. It's accessible. It's not no secret stuff anymore. It's accessible. But this is what this Moorish American did. This is what he presented for the Moors. Because when he starts talking, you're going to realize this is not some private thing limited to be you belong to some organization. And people who are presenting it like that are playing you out of this information. Because this is information for everyone. For all people who, you want to know the truth about something? You read Zodiac Constitution and see if that doesn't slap you 2 times. Silly. Article 1. The 12 signs of the Zodiac, the code of mathematics, scaling from 0 to 9, and the science of geometry comprise the constitution of the living Moorish nation of Moorish America, referred to as Negroes, who rule the world and the 7 seas by the 12 signs of the Zodiac and the science of geometry for 1196 years to the Amazon Dutch German Catholic priesthood fathers of the Revolution of 1789 and the Sisterhood Magna Carta, Emancipation Proclamation, Union State Society of White Supremacy in 1863 North America. The 12 jurymen of the 50 Union State Society and also the 9 judges of the Supreme Court were founded upon the Moorish nation's 12 sign of the Zodiac Constitution and mathematics, scaling from 0 to 9. Thus, without our Moorish Constitution, the Magna Carta, Emancipation Proclamation, Union Society of the myth of white supremacy definitely could have been found in 1863. Article 2. The Zodiac Constitution birthrights the Moorish American, the L's, the Bays. Since the 12 jurymen of the 50 Union States Magna Carta document of white supremacy and the 9 judges of their Supreme Court were founded upon our Moorish Zodiac 12 signs mathematical constitution, the lawmakers have no jurisdiction over the free Moors, the Bays and L's, in the inherited land of the Moorish nation, namely Canada, USA, Central, and South America. You think this is some private club? But there's the countdown, so now we know we only got an hour. Islam to all the Moors, honors to all the mothers, peace and love to all Moors, honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and
Lamism developed in Tibet in the Tang dynasty, and then passed into Mongolia and northeast China. Lamaism is the Buddhism practiced in Tibet. This type of Buddhism is the Indian Mahayana Buddhism, intermingled with elements of Asian Tibetan religions. High person indicates great stature in the Buddhist religion, a noble man, of much wisdom and good works, standing higher than all others. Therefore, a high person, a Tibetan Buddhist Lama, is like the abbot in Chinese Buddhism. Abbots are the monks' instructors. They pass on their wisdom in the same way as any other type of teacher. The abbot.
Step down from me 13 step. Stranger, who's black here, take first step. Savior, KRS is my nature. Then correction papers, I'm a motherfucking savior. Hey, give thanks to my makers, not just high. See you later to my haters. Keep it up and drop a planet on these traders. Even thrust, got 4 principle. The 5th is just who damn government, it's not us, the people. Me, the mama, the papa, come first. Find them within the internal compass. Jump on the llama when the industry pulls from the drama when it starts back up. More's on top where we are, cause this world's more than just, hey, what's up for the slaughter? The abbot, the panda, nobody grander in stature. Prophet Noble Guru Ali is the answer.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot.
Yeah.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. A noble man, and much wisdom, and good work, The abbot.
Our abbot brought us Islamism, look this unity or divisionism. He never died, we survived the great schism, avalanche, lies and libel. He made us national, not tribal. Impropria persona, don't throw away your Bible. Affirm, never swear, matriarch, not vital. Honors to the mothers using menstrual cycles to make waves tidal. I'm his disciple. Teachings of our abbot needs to go viral. We recycle Quran questions, recital, chakra spiral, lower self stifle, so delightful. Awaiting higher self arrival. Trained us to be mental fittest for survival. Gave up the slave tag for ancestral titles. Back from the dead when the abbot tapped my spinal. Not the heavy metal band, but the path of the left hand.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. A noble man, yeah. Much wisdom, and good work, The abbot.
Developing inner self is like building physical muscle. Even when we're physically still, we never spiritual hustle. Must you question our prefer answers and lessons? Been in sessions with those who develop spirit like professions. The message is trust thyself. The more we know, balance with the more that we know there's more we don't know. Gotta grow still. Decay's the only other option. I don't like that feel, so I cut and connect with real. Not just to heal, to thrive. To escalate our inner state, once focused on survive. We better now, we rise. Divide plans, harmonizing my logic and inner man. Stand still, listen to inner voice, articulate will. Fulfillment of the goal of oneness is truly silence. Inner outer self is one. No plus, no minus, all mind is MYND or harmonization. Physical and lyrical, and us creations waiting.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. The abbot, the abbot, the abbot.
Yeah.
A noble man, and much wisdom, and good work, The abbot.
It's a journey for whoever's worthy to learn of self and not to ossify behaviors early. It's still a controversy. Flat earth, round earth, who the first people? They try to calculate a formula to keep it equal. But I am an nemesis to all you supremacists, putting all the emphasis to crush all your benefits, distorting what was relevant, tracing back to Genesis. The proof is in the pudding, we impeach more than presidents. Still we take your precedence, uplifting humanity. Sifting out you dirty moors, I'm standing with who's backing me. Year 1933 was a tragedy, a blessing in the same breath, removing all the chains from the brain, so plain left, never disappear, it's essential from this plain flesh. Student always learning, this is certain, I am shameless. The abbot to the abbot, we going to the same test, same test.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. much wisdom, and good work, The Abbot.
Abbott said don't abort the mission. Never waited for the first decision. Escape from this corporate fiction. Sometimes high, sometimes low. Phase in and out. Constant switching, different route. Avoid the friction. Watch your mouth. Change your diction. Status out. The jurisdiction. What we about? Most on listen. Build this house. My solar system. Beginning south. We in remission. Got no doubt. My prophet's mission. My prophet's vision.
A noble man. The Abbot. The Abbot. The Abbot. The Abbot. The Abbot.
All right.
Yeah. Yo.
We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible.
Yo, bringing forth light through the dark. That's the first thing that Drew Ali taught. You're a divine being, can't be sold, no be bought. Like a stock, all caps like a corporation. You're a star off the charts from the constellations. This is serious, B. We gotta save a nation, no procrastination. Big up the GS and Tarik who teaches. Knowledge itself, not paperwork, gon' free us. Rahul Nefer, I'm in the real metal, the purist. And a email bait, one of the truest to ever do this. Middle finger to you conscious fucks that turn Judas. Criminal minded, took a lifetime to kill this. The lies of my eye, that's what the wisdom of the womb is. The wisdom of the womb is what the ultimate truth is. Forest watching your actions, don't care who knew this. Manetta is peace, Islam like a Buddhist.
10 laws, 5 principles to eliminate the flaws, align the individual. This is effect of the cause, complex but so simple. Take a pause, take in the instrumental. Things coincide, nothing coincidental. No mistakes, nothing accidental. Occupy the space, we call it the temple. Open up the safe, give them what's essential. If they violate, fingernails and the dentals ain't leaving no trace. Elements are fundamentals. Apply the law of attraction. What you do has an opposite or equal reaction. The end set, plans ain't shit without actions.
10 laws of a 5 principles. These articles, squarely I'm standing. Laws cancelable, immutable, and all constitutional by law. These laws of a 5 principles. 10 articles, enforceable. This official, so official, and all constitutional by law. Synchroprint, my seal be my thumb fingerprint. Red ink stamp, shut down the Big Bang. 10 plus 7 articles, that's it, man. A dumb don't get it, the sun gon' set, gon' be a big bang. I'm more beautiful, that's a good thing. God has a trust, y'all want a buck? Call for some red shoes, y'all want a blessed fool with a hood wing. Make the skin chubby leather, trying to be something you can never. Black's dead necro, I'm a full of life spectrum. Whistleblower, lot of prana, death before dishonor. You're not a man, you an iguana. Who said we're not in Africa? Look up, Gunzwana. But guns wanna cuss, met them guanya. Learn your unalienables. Tell you more, but it's unbelievable.
We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible.
Principles, get your conduct straight, crocodile back. Divine law violators won't give a smile back, much less a nod. When I hail up, they screw face up. So dead like Harvey has their two faces up. Trust less, cause trust more is left for worthy. No principles but justice, Furthermore, that's dirty. Planes correspond from matter to energy. Swimming in the sub-realms for mental and spirit affinity. Vibrate and cause light and heat magneticity. From the lower mind to the higher mind, breast simplicity. The rules, the capacity for pain and pleasure is so balanced. You can cause an imbalance balance, never. Y'all taking chances on rappers. I move with law and order. Outside and independent of all is chaos, disorder. Cause the root of everything that happens or doesn't. Denying effect means the law is repugnant. Elevation stunted, even drunk or blunted. Will have you misdirected by the false pundits. Trying to hit a grand slam when you should have bunted. Spiritual abundance keeps demons dungeon.
That spooky shit's not mystical. The boogeyman you fear is invisible. The cookie that you smoke's not original. The pussy said this stroking is minuscule. The God in the flesh, indivisible for now. That's why it's called individual. Can't divide the two, and this God's a criminal. Y'all about, but I'm cynical. Invincible among bare minimals. Maximizing 10 laws, 5 principles. That's the guy that comes with no shittable, no fucks. Facts around facts, centrifugal. Mass reach a critical. Peeling the pineal, back reach the pinnacle. Sealing the deal with no ceiling, no flow. While I ridicule the charming snakes that limit you and christen you.
We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible.
Of South, Central, or North American.
Okay, well.
For the record, no other nationals of South, Central, or North American refer to themselves as being Americans other than stateless Moors and the citizens of the United States.
Peruvian Americans. Peruvian Americans. And don't debate Moors. Go debate John Packel. Packel. You know, L is a Moorish title of nobility, right? You know, anytime you see L, immediately you're supposed to have Moorish in your mind. Anytime you see L on anything. As soon as you see L, immediately your mind's supposed to go to ancient Canaanites, Moabites, Baal, and all that. Matriarchal, mind you, no patriarchy during the time of the Canaanites. L. John Packel. Packel. So don't debate Moors. Don't come back and say, oh, in this video he was wrong. That wasn't what we see right here. Says no. Go talk to Jack. Go talk to John, who wrote about the Peruvian Americans. We're not even gonna read anything for you. We just want to show you that these people are traitors and sellouts, and their job is to denationalize you. So these people could do to you what they did to Rise of the Moors, what they just did to Ianga Bay, because people want to be Negroes. And then looking at Moors like, do something. Want to see what happened to the Moors right there? Yeah, because you want to be dumb nigger. That's why stuff is happening to Moors. So it's not happening to Moors because Moors are wrong. Moors aren't wrong. Moors follow the law. Moors aren't wrong. Even dirty Moors. They already know what's up. They just choose to tell you something different than what's up. How's this Fezwear telling you that if you call yourself Moorish American, you denationalize yourself? You make yourself a stateless person when you call yourself Moorish American. Are Peruvian Americans stateless? I bet you they're not. I bet you that's their nationality. Everybody knows they're Peruvian. Just like everybody knows we're Moorish. Everybody knows we're Moorish. And what Noble Drew Ali did was bring us back into the human family. And not only bringing us back into the human family, bringing us back into the constitutional fold, so that we can be counted like everybody else in America. So you got some people over there, they're Peruvian Americans. There's people over there, they're Mexican Americans. Well, when I ask them who they are, they say that they're Mexican. Aren't they in America? Are they Mexican Africans? Are they? Well, when we go to Africa, they don't say Congolese Africans. I thought Africa's a colonial. Why are you talking about Africa? I thought that's Al-Kebelan over there. Oh yeah, and remember when we said anywhere you see L, you're supposed to think about Moors? No, well, Dr. Ben taught all these Negro, black, colored, traitor, sellout leader guys that you have that Al-Kebelan is the name given to that place by the Moors. That's why it's called Al-Kebelan, because Al is a Moorish title of nobility. And it goes back to when the Moors were ruling the planet because we were everywhere. That's just what it is. You could believe it or not. But there's no way some nigger in a fez is going to denationalize you and take away your nationality. Take away your nationality that Noble Drew Ali gave you the nationality to save yourself. It's not Kudrow's words. It's not Kudrow's words. Right? It's not Kudrow's words. This is Noble Drew Ali himself telling these people in the 1920s, what is his nationality? Moorish American. What is your nationality? Moorish American. Why are we Moorish Americans? Because we are descendants of Moroccans born in America. Oh, so if we're descendants of Moroccans born in America, then Morocco over there has nothing to do with us because we're born in America, right? So it's because we chose not to be Negro, black, colored, we're the enemy. We're the ones that's wrong. We're not just pulling some stuff out of nowhere. We're going back to the 1920s to show you a reference point of people being called Moorish American. Acknowledge, because you can just go check the record and you'll see that Noble Drew Ali got Oscar the Priest in office in Chicago as the first black whatever that these people say that's what he is. When he wasn't black anything. That's why I said it in the Take Notice. Oscar Bay next to the prophet because the priest is dead. That was the Moore congressman of Chicago. Not some black guy. They got pictures with Oscar the Priest next to Noble Drew Ali. Chilling. Prominent people of Chicago sitting next to this Moorish American. 1920s. He told him why. He didn't just tell you you're Moorish American. He told you why you're Moorish American. You just do like these people, just give you a package and then leave you alone. And then you're calling Kudrow 3 years later, talking about, Yeah, well, I got this paperwork from those guys, and then I went and I filed this, and then I went to the and then they did this, they did that to me, and whatever the case is. So why are you calling me? Why you call those people that you gave $5,000 to? Like, what are you calling me for? Help to get out of the stuff. Why don't you call them? Oh, I couldn't get a hold of them or whatever. Okay. So we know that we're Moorish American. We know our nationality is Moorish American. We know that we're Moorish American because majority of us who call ourselves Moors were born in America. Majority of us. Whether you were born in islands, that's America. Canada, that's America. United States, that's America. South America, that's America. So if you know that all that is America, if it's a fact, and we're descendants of Moroccans that were born in this place called America, that would mean we're Moroccan American, right? If we're Moroccans and we're in America, we're born here, that would mean that we're Moroccan American. Because remember, 1920s, there was no Morocco yet in the kingdom and all that stuff. There was no Morocco yet. There was only Moorish Empire. Moroccan Empire. Moroccan Empire. Moroccan Empire. So for these traitorous Moors to tell you that you're not Moorish American, when Noble Drew Ali told you in the 20s, sitting next to Oscar the Priest and Jesse Binger and all these people, if he's chilling with them, and he's Moorish American, 1920s, and then the Moors had manufacturing companies and all that, schools, temples all over the country and all that, Moors had all that going on. And then right now, you don't have shit. That is it. You don't have a pot to piss in. Because all these people jacked their stuff. Now, you thought you were free and you went right back into slavery again. And it was because of your own. With turbans and fezzes on, telling you that you're not Moorish American. Have you making up stuff? Where you see MUUR on something Noble Drew Ali put out. 1920s, we're just talking as a reference point. Find me somebody who was saying MUUR in the 1920s. Find me one individual that was pushing MUUR is who the Moors are. Not the MOOR, because the U and the O and the interchangeable of the... No. Stop the BS. Not getting around Noble Drew Ali. Let's deal with that. Let's deal with what he did. Told you that you're Moorish American. Told you you're not Negro black colored. They still call you black today, don't they? Don't they? They still call you colored today, don't they? Right, BIPOC? For all the BIPOC wave people. You're people of color, right? You're people of fakeness. Oh yeah, you're people of color? Okay. All right. You know in the 1920s, Noble Drew Ali told you you're not that. He told you you're Moorish American. I never heard about that before. Where that should be on the news. And everybody told you. Tupac had fezzes on and all that. Everybody told you. Helter Skelter came out with the around the campfire with the feathers and all that. That's 90s. All of them played you. All of them played you. Because none of them told you that you're Moors. And then, they're going to use Noble Drew Ali as if they're really backing him because, you know, they mentioned his name once. These people telling you that you're not Moorish American, right? They're going to tell you you're not Moorish American when you can go to almorimoorish.wordpress.com. Peace to the Moor, Al Jameer. Check that website. ALMUORI Moorish.wordpress.com. He got an article up there on Moorish America. Now, why is there an article about Moorish America? Matter of fact, let's just check. Some people might be new and they never heard this before. You know, Moors been had this because we already know what's up when Noble Drew Ali said we're Moorish American. You know, the hell's that? Then you're gonna go do research. Then you go research and find out how many slaps you get for not knowing who you are and everybody else knows. So here's a slap for you. Just so you can wake up because you're sleeping. Noble Drew Ali told Moors, you sleep too much. Sleepy-headed Moors. So here's a slap for you. Just in case you didn't think you were a Moor and you were questioning something. As if there's something to question because, you know, Noble Drew Ali might not be a prophet and all that stuff. All right, here's something for you. Moorish America. What kind of people do live in South America? The Spanish, the Portuguese, but chiefly the descendants of these European races who have intermarried with the Indians. Other nations have made lesser contributions. Brazil, which is only a few days by steamer from West Africa. Other nations have made lesser contributions. Brazil, which is only a few days by steamer from West Africa, is 1/3 Negro, the crudest type of Negro on the American hemisphere. There is a strong mark of the Moor upon the Spaniard. The Arabic Moor wrought his customs very deeply into the life of Spain. The people of Mexico and Cuba might be called Moorish Americans rather than Latin Americans. The customs, manners, and heart experiences in these people of Latin America are more Moorish than Christian, more Muslim, and more Arabic than Spanish. Let's just go again for the slow people. Let's go again for the slow people. Right. Remember, this is Moore doing his studies on who Noble Drew Ali, his prophet, told him he was. And he found an article relating that idea. And just so you know you're gonna play games. Where's the receipts? Where's the receipts? Right? San Bernardino's Son, volume 44, number 79, 31st of May, 1916. San Bernardino Sun, Volume 44, number 79. Remember, this is 1916, around Noble Drew Ali's time. What was he really connecting you to if in 1916 there's articles talking about Mexicans and Cubans are really Moorish American? Because they're more Moorish than Christian. Because their only reference point is Moors and Christians. That's how you 1916. That's where you're either property of the Christians or you're a free Moor. Remember, they told you about yourself. They told you about yourself in the beginning. The crudest type of Negro on the American hemisphere. The crudest type of Negro. Right? Those are the people that go and doing powwows now that are telling you about they're the indigenous people and all that. No, those are Negroes. Those are Bushmen. They don't know anything about what's going on. They talk to two trees and they think they did something. They're not connecting themselves to the people who built the pyramids over here or nothing like that. It was just them and their ancestors, you know what I mean? And they were just the original people here. So what you do? You just walking around here? That's it? You didn't go check those people over there who were, you guys are the crudest type of Negro. The ones that are stateless. The ones who don't have a nationality. Because clearly, according to this article, Mexicans and Cubans are Moorish Americans. So if Mexicans and Cubans are Moorish Americans and they're in America, then that would mean that everybody else on there is probably American, right? But no, you don't want to do that. You want to hear what Noble Drew Ali said, proclaim your nationality, and then, get down with the program. You don't want to do that. You don't want to realize that, hey, hold on a second, right? Because I proclaim my nationality, that changes the whole energy of everything I do. Everything I do is on a different frequency now just because I have a nationality. Then you go and you start a business or something like that. You realize, damn, this stuff is, how come this wasn't happening when I was Negro? Because you weren't on energy. You weren't on the frequency. You're off frequency, so nothing worked. As soon as you get yourself on nationality, watch what happens in your life. See what happens. See how much wake-up calls you're going to get. Just out the blue. Just sitting there. Wake-up calls. When you realize how asleep you were. Why you're getting all these wake-up calls. Because we've been asleep. Because we're Moors. Drew Ali told us that in the 20s. This is 100-something years later. So we still don't know that we're Moors. We're still playing Negro black color games. And everybody else around us has nationality. Nobody else is really Yellow Town and all that. Anybody going to Yellow Town to get their little rat feet or whatever? You're not going there to get their wings, their meow wings. You're not going to Yellow Town. You're going to the nationality. Bet you. Don't let these people play you out your birthright.
For example, Mexicans do not refer to themselves as being Americans. Panamanians do not refer to themselves as being Americans. Colombians do not refer to themselves as being Americans.
Okay. So if that's the case, then how come the Guyana Chronicle, the Nation's paper, This is the nation. This is their paper. There's not guys from over here trying to tell you, well, they don't do that over there. No, let's ask the people there, see what they say. Oh, so we go fact check them. They're talking about Guyanese American. No, they're Guyanese American. So hold on a second. So we're not Moorish American. We're just Moors. But Guyanese are Guyanese American. And Peruvians are Peruvian American. And the Guatemalans are Guatemalan American. So why wouldn't we be Moorish American? Why wouldn't we be Moorish American? Oh, again, because you strayed away from Noble Drew Ali, and he brought you not just the science for you to save yourself, but he also brought you the history to save yourself. That he said, take this and save yourself. So you're going to hear Noble Drew Ali, just because you probably never heard before. And if they did tell you, they told you in some BS way that's going to have you think this has nothing to do with you. Because that's some religious whatever. People played you. Because everybody on the planet has a birthright except us, the dummies in North America, above Mexico, and the islands that keep wanting to play Queen is their friend games and be award games. They realize that they have a nationality because their traitor leaders didn't tell them. And they're going around here talking about they're black Canadians or something. No, they're black Canadians, and black means pale. And then black means pale. And then Black History Month and all that stuff, Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, and then you keep getting nothing. And then the pale people keep getting more stuff. And maybe it's because you're giving them your energy playing black stuff. But oh no, you're not going to do that witchcraft or whatever like that. You don't want to go there. But you're going to go to the spot over there that says they got a kids section or whatever like that. Even though, kids, baby goat and all that stuff. You go to the baby goat section, you get stuff for the children. And then you think that's not a ritual that they're doing on you. Got you thinking that they're talking. Oh, they mean children. No, they don't. A kid's a baby goat. What children? What do you mean they mean children? What are you talking about? What do you mean? I seen a dog with booties on the other day. What are you talking about? Got the sweater on and everything. Not even a dog wearing the sweater. What are you talking about? Oh, well, they need it for the... They need it for what? Stop the dumb stuff. Stop being dumb. Stop being dumb. Because Moors aren't dumb. We study. We're not the incompetent Negroes that you're used to or whatever. We're not them. Like we actually have libraries at our house and stuff like that. Like you see in the movies, the guy goes on the ladder for the book in the corner of and he knows which one he's going for, exactly where it is and all that. That's where we're at. We're those ones. So one of the books up there that we're just gonna go and know, oh yeah, we know where that is and pull that out anytime. That's Noble Drew Ali's book, The Holy Quran or the Moorish Science Temple, the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. But it was your guide. Just like Christians have their book that guided them. The Buddhists got their book that guided them. The Confucians got their book that guided them. The Zoroastrians got their book that guided them. The Muslims got their book that guided them. The Jews got their book that guided them. The African whoever's got their book that guided them. And then you dumb Negro, you're looking at everybody else's book and not even check your own book. Brought by your own prophet. See how dumb we look? Everybody else has a prophet. We're chasing after their stuff. Oh yeah, Buddha over there. That's our guy. We're gonna go do that. But you're American. What are you talking about? You tell me you don't have your own culture? They got pyramids and all that stuff here, and we were just following other people's stuff. So peep game. Nobody really schooling you on the history, so you can, so you can connect to your history, opposed to being severed from it by playing the black stuff, which has nothing to do with you. So you have no history. You're nobody. The divine origin of the Asiatic nations. And it says Asiatic, and I'm not Asian. Dumbass. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate, and to know of their higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations, the Moorish, who were the ancient Moabites and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. The Egyptians, who were the Hammatites and of a direct descendant of Mizraim, the Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese and Chinese, the Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites from the land of Canaan, the Asiatic nations and countries in North, South, and Central America, the Moorish Americans and the Mexicans in North America, Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America, Colombians, Nicaraguans, and natives of San Salvador in Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims. You say Muslims. All of these are Muslims. Big difference between a Muslim and a Muslim. Big difference. Don't you dare compare them. Because we're not Muslim. Moors aren't Muslim. Moors shouldn't be Muslim. Because that's not your stuff. Jwali brought you your stuff. Moorish science. What you need, you have Islamism, and then you're going down to Islam is your stuff. We're not talking about Moors who apply the Sunni Shiite, whatever they want, you know what I mean, to Moorish science. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about the people who know that they're Moors, but they're going somewhere else for their Allah and their Prophet instead of staying home. Right? All these are Muslims. All these are Muslims. Not Muslims. Big difference. So when Noble Drew Ali again goes into literature and then says the Moors or Mohammedans added to the beauty and grandeur of Spain. He's not talking about some Muslims. He's not talking about pray 5 times a day people. He's talking about Muslims. Muslims are not Muslims. And again, we're Muslims of Islamism, which is not Islam that you're seeing certain people do, and then they say that, oh yeah, Islam and all that stuff, and you think that's what it is. The Moors or Mohammedans, not the Moors or Muslims, because look how they're going to try to play you, right? Look how they're going to try to play you. For example, right? Look how they're going to try to play you. When you go to etymology and you say, Mohammedan. When you say Mohammedan, it tells you pertaining to Muhammad as a noun, a Muslim. As a noun, a Muslim. Now, Noble Drew Ali, in his own words, told you Muslims. Told you Muslims, right? The etymon of Mohammedan, the Noble Drew Ali said Moors or Mohammedans, and then you look up Mohammedan. Mohammedan is pertaining to Muhammad, so he's using it as an adjective. He's not using it as a noun. He's using it as an adjective to identify these individuals who recognize Prophet Muhammad. They were Mohammedan. Those Mohammedans were Muslim. Those Mohammedans were Sufi. They weren't some religious guys. Allah's not talking to a guy and he's a religious guy. What are you talking about? Why would Allah use a religious guy? Why wouldn't he use a metaphysician, an adept, a prophet? Think it wasn't already predestined that he was going to be the man? Think it wasn't predestined that Drew Ali was going to be the man? And when he presented, everybody got down with it. And then after 1930, interestingly, after 1930, all that Muslim stuff is gone. Everybody's going to be Muslim now, shaving off their beard and all that, and doing madness. Got Delilah, shave off all their stuff, lost all their power. Right? Don't let these people play you, because they know that you really don't know. You better know. These people are out for minds. And they're trying every weak mind to try and overthrow the true foundation that Noble Drew Ali laid down. Every weak mind is getting tried. So make sure your mind's strong. So when they try you, you could slap them with facts. Shut their stuff down.
Brazilians do not refer to themselves as being Americans. Canadians do not refer to themselves as being Americans.
Well, hold up. Listen. We're talking about the continent. The expansive continent of America, North, Central, and South. Why is it only in what they call the latitude, longitude of what commonly known as the United States, only the people in that subsection of what they call North America? Let's look at it. These are the only people who call themselves Americans in the entire continent, from the tip of Greenland all the way down to Chile.
So again, Noble Drew Ali told you in the 1920s, what's his nationality? Moorish American. What's your nationality? Moorish American. Why? Why are we Moorish Americans? Because we are descendants of Moroccans born in America. Why are we descendants of Moroccans? Because America is part of the Moroccan Empire. And the Moroccan Empire is the globe. Everywhere you go, there's going to be pyramids. Why? Because everything was passed down. It's an inheritance. And the Moors were the last ones to have it. That's why Drew Ali tied us to Moors. He didn't say African or Sumerian, whatever. He said Moors for a reason, because that was the last name that we fell as. So you're only going to rise in the name that your ancestors had. Here come these niggers with fezzes on, telling you, trying to convince you that you're not Moorish American. They just came yesterday. They just came yesterday. Dude, they just came yesterday. Who are these people? Who are these people? How are these people's stuff getting sent around and nobody can even send our stuff around? How come someone is saying, hey man, I seen this video, and then it was one of our videos? How come it's never that? How come there's always some traitors? There's always some dirty Moors. Taking the birthright and making a mockery of it. Because they want to play fame and nobility games. They want to be the man. Disrespecting Noble Drew Ali, telling you that you're not Moorish American, when he said that in the 1920s. You know they murdered him, right? You know they did him just like El Haj and Michael and all the people that you love, that interestingly, they just crashed their helicopter. Just crashed helicopter. All these years, no issues. Just like that. I mean, you're talking about you're worried about getting something. Somebody sneezes on you, you're gonna get something. You're worried. Better wake up, because your own is putting you right back into slavery.
And the surrounding islands, who the only people arguing on the word American? I'll tell you who. Moors and Americans.
This isn't Americans. If you're talking about all these, states and all that stuff, that's a corpse. That's not American. United States is not American. That's a lie. They say, yeah, people from the United States, oh man, those Americans, that's a lie. Because if you're from Germany, you're German. You're from Cambodia, you're Cambodian. How come people from the United States aren't United Statesian? How come? Why are they United Statesian? That's United States, right? They go to the Olympics and all that stuff, United States and all that. So if that's the country, then how come the people aren't United Statesian? Why are the people from the United States American? And then they're going to try to convince you that, well, nobody else says that they're American. Because when you say you're American, you denationalize yourself. No, you don't. People are lying. They're lying. They have absolutely nothing to do. They have absolutely nothing to do with what this is about. These are niggers with fezzes on, trying to play you. These aren't Moors. These are some black guys that put on some fezzes, went to Kinko's, printed up some banner or whatever like that, and start saying that they're Moors because they could push a camera, record button. They're not Moors when the camera comes off. There's Moors on camera only. That's it. Everything else, they're Negro black colored. And remember, they already got there, whatever. The game is to play you, keep you dumb. That's why you got to put yourself on game and get down with the right program. If you ain't never heard about Noble Drew Ali, I don't care what people say about him. I don't care what people say about him. Just do some research. Just do your own research. You know? And look at the message that he presented. That we're not Negro, black, colored, or Ethiopian. Because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders. So why would we use those names if those are slave names? Off the top. All right, we're not going to use those names. So the names that you're going to use, that you're Moors. You're descendants of Moroccans born in American, Moorish American. And you have a nationality. And then the UN came out, the rights of a child, and said every child should have a nationality. And then they said the human rights, and said every human being has a right to a nationality. Then they got the indigenous rights and saying everybody has a right to a nationality. And the only people who don't want to get it are Negro, black, colored people above Mexico and the islands who want to play around like their queen's property. Play around like their president's property. So we know that they're playing you. Not assuming, not guessing. We know that they're playing you. Because who are these people? Where do they come from? Where were they 5 years ago? Where were they 10 years ago? We could at least put down 20 years. We could put down a hardcore 20 years. Putting in work. Waking up our people. Because even as black guys, this is what it was about. Get knowledge and put it out. It's interesting that these Johnny-come-latelys trying to tell you who you are. They just came yesterday. Drew Ali been around since the 1920s. The names still have these Europeans trembling. You bring him up. Have the black guys trembling. So they don't want to go there. The African guys have them all messed up. Because everybody knows except you. And that's the whole game. Keep those ones above Mexico. Keep them corralled. Keep them like sheep. Make them keep going to the kids section. Don't worry about everybody else is going. Because if you ask them who they are, they know who they are. You know, say that they're orange people. We're orange land over there. We're orange people. You have an orange national anthem. You'll never buy it. You'll never buy that. Some people popped up and said that they're orange people right now. And then they start getting murdered in the street and they start marching for orange rights and it's orange people walking down the street. You'll be questioning some things. Should be questioning some things. If you're not, you got issues. Let these imposter Moors play you. Niggers and blacks and coloreds and Ethiopians with fezzes on and turbans. The Negro, black, colored Moor. Watch out for these people. Because they will play you out of your birthright.
People in Canada call themselves Americans. As soon as you go south of the Rio Grande into Mexico and on down to Chile, everybody calls themselves by their free national name.
Yeah. Guyanese say Guyanese American. Now, this is not what we say. This is their own national newspaper. So isn't that an obvious, apparent contradiction that this guy in a fez is lying? Because he knows you're too dumb to go check. He knows you'll just go with it. Yeah, they don't say that. Here's their national newspaper. What do you mean they don't say that? What do you mean they don't call themselves Guyanese Americans? They just call themselves Guyanese. Stop the dumb stuff. Just admit you don't want to give Noble all these props and all that stuff or whatever like that, so we could put a big bullseye on you and warn everybody that those are the traitors over there. Don't go over there. And then they would know. They're not going to see people with fezzes on or whatever. They'll see big bullseyes and know, oh yeah, don't go over there. Don't even look at these people. Tar and feather them so everybody knows. Don't be like these people. Lying. Just blatantly lying. Just lying. Just because they know you're not going to go check. Just lying. For no reason. They're lying to get you to not say that you're Moorish American. And then Moors are going with it. Like, yeah, that's right. We should say that we're Moorish because America's a continent and we're not a continent and all that stuff. Oh, yeah? Oh, okay.
So why are Moors the only ones arguing about their Americans? You know why? Because they found that in a definition from Northwest's dictionary. When they went to the treaties never refer to you as being American. They all refer to you as being a Moor or a Moorish government or a subject or a protege. It never refers to you being American unless they're classifying you as being the property of America.
Stop lying. How are you going to be the property of America? How are you going to be the property of a continent? How a continent enslaved you? That's no different than saying the white man did it. That's a lie that he just told. Do you know how much of a lie that is that he told? Because when you go do your research, Guatemalans call themselves Guatemalan American. Ain't nobody debating them about they're saying that it's a continent. They're not debating them about that. They're Guatemalan American. Drawing from a multi-year ethnography and a longitude case study, this article examines how one Guatemalan American teenager negotiates the multiple socializations and the ethnic and gender identities of her home, blah, blah, blah. Liars. This is what you're left with. I feel sorry for you newly awakened Moors. You better have somebody in your back pocket that you could go check to make sure that you're on the right path with this Moorish stuff, because these people are trying every weak mind to overthrow what Noble Drew Ali laid down. We already know you can't do anything about it, because, you know, they can't stop Moors like that. Okay, how much people they kidnap? Like, you're not going to stop the Moorish paradigm. You know, it's not happening. Too many people are hip to what this is. Right. And the right ones too. Not just any dingbat saying that they're Moors. The right Moors. Because remember, when we're talking about Guatemalan Americans, we're talking about Moors. When we talk about Mexican Americans, we're talking about Moors. When we talk about Cuban Americans, and they say Moorish America in the article, know that we're talking about Moors. That's why, again, Drew Ali gave you the reference point. Moors and Mohammedans. Moors or Mohammedans. And Mohammedan doesn't mean Muslim. Mohammedan means Muslim. Mohammedan doesn't mean Muslim. Mohammedan means Muslim. So Moors or Muslims. Moors or Mohammedans. But not Muslim. Yeah, he said that confident. He said that confident like he dropped something.
We are not Moorish Americans, but you are if you're stateless. Unless they're classified, refer to you as being American. They all refer to you as being a Moor or a Moorish government or a subject or a protege. It never refers to you being American unless they're classifying you as being the property of America. We are not Moorish Americans, but you are Moorish Americans if you're stateless.
And then the other thing is probably going to be bringing you into, since you're not a Moorish American, our government of the Sultan, whoever like that, are going to make you the true Moorish American with this then 500 over here, and then we got you really good. And then we're going to do the paperwork and send it out to the, and then you're going to be able to get the card with the silver lining around the, then you think you declared your nationality. Right. Don't let them play you. This is birthrights. It's not a club. This is knowledge. Right. This is really and truly operative, not speculative. But recognize that if you get on the bike and start pedaling, don't start crying when we have to do the incline hill, the real one. Don't get mad. Say, no, well, my legs are hurting. No, you said you wanted to. You said you wanted this more stuff. You complaining about your legs are sore. Just remember that these people don't play around. And they don't play around so that they can deter you from your birthright. Not that, the birthright doesn't work or it's wrong or whatever. Unearth all the Moors worldwide. Watch out for these Moors with turbans and fezzes on. They're going to try to play you. Watch out for these Moors. Make sure you study, and fact check everybody. If you're really in doubt, always go back to rvbaypublications.com just to double check. Just to double check. Just to make sure these people are right and exact. If they ain't saying it on there, then probably you want to be careful. You want to just be careful. Honor to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love to all. Honors to all the mothers. Yeah, we might as well get him up there. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors to the Prophet. Might as well do it. Islam Moors.
All right.
Yeah. Yo. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. Yo, bringing forth light through the dark. That's the first thing that Drew Ali taught. You're a divine being, can't be sold, no be bought. Like a stock, all caps like a corporation. You're a star off the charts from the constellations. This is serious, B. We gotta save the nation, no procrastination. Big up the GS and Tarik teachers. Knowledge itself, not paperwork, gon' free us. Rahul Nefer, I'm in the real metal, little purist. And a email bait, one of the truest to ever do this. Middle finger to you conscious fucks that turned Judas. Criminal minded, took a lifetime to cure this. The lies of my eye, that's what the wisdom of the womb is. The wisdom of the womb is what the ultimate truth is. The chorus watching your actions, don't care who knew this. Manetta is peace, Islam like a Buddhist.
10 laws, 5 principles, to eliminate the flaws, align the individual. This is effect of the cause, complex but so simple. Take a pause, take in the instrumental. Things coincide, nothing coincidental. No mistakes, nothing accidental. Occupy the space, we call it the temple. Open up the safe, give them what's essential. If they violate, fingernails and the dentals ain't leaving no trace. Elements are fundamentals. Apply the law of attraction. What you do has an opposite or equal reaction. The end set, plans ain't shit without actions.
10 laws of my principle. These articles, squarely I'm standing. Laws cancelable, immutable, and all constitutional by law. These laws of my principle. 10 articles, enforceable. This official, so official, and all constitutional. Next law, sink or prints. My seal be my thumb fingerprint. Red ink stamp, shut down the Big Bang. 10 plus 7 articles, that's it, man. A dumb don't get it. The sun gon' set, gon' be a big bang. I'm more beautiful, that's a good thing. God has a trust. Y'all want a buck? Call for some red shoes. Y'all want a blessed fool with a hood wing. Make the skin cherry leather, trying to be something you can never. Black's dead necro. I'm a full of life spectrum. Whistleblower, lot of prana. Death before the signer. You're not a man, you an iguana. We say we're not in Africa. Look up, Gonzwana. But dunce wanna cuss, let them go on, y'all. Learn your unalienables. Tell you more, but it's unbelievable.
We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. indivisible.
Principles get your conduct straight, crocodile back. Divine law violators won't give a smile back, much less a nod. When I hail up, they screw face up. So dent like Harvey has their two faces up. Trust less, cause trust more is left for worthy. No principles but justice, Furthermore, that's dirty. Planes correspond from matter to energy. Swimming in the sub-realms for mental and spirit affinity. Vibrate and cause light and heat magneticity. From the lower mind to the higher mind, breast simplicity. The rules, the capacity for pain and pleasure is so balanced. You can cause an imbalance, never. Y'all taking chances on rappers. I move with law and order. Outside and independent of all is chaos, disorder. Cause the root of everything that happens or doesn't. Deny an effect means the law is repugnant. Elevation stunted, even drunk or blunted. Will have you misdirected by the false pundits. Trying to hit a grand slam when you should have bunted. Spiritual abundance keeps demons dungeon.
That spooky shit's not mystical. The boogeyman you fear is invisible. The cookie that you smoke's not original. The pussy said this stroking is minuscule. The God in the flesh, indivisible for now. That's why it's called individual. Can't divide the two and disguise a criminal. Y'all about, but I'm cynical. Invincible among bare minimals. Maximizing 10 laws, 5 principles. That's the guy that comes with no shittable, no fucks. Facts around facts is centrifugal. Mass reach a critical. Peeling the pineal, back reach the pinnacle. Sealing the deal with no ceiling, no floor. While I ridicule the charming snakes that limit you and christen you.
We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate, divine rituals. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. One nation, one God, indivisible. We live by 10 laws, 5 principles. Initiation, meditate,